She had driven over that bridge 1,000 times. It was a familiar, comforting part of her daily routine, a concrete and steel link between her home and her work. But on this day, a sudden, paralyzing fear gripped her heart, a primal terror that screamed at her to stop. It wasn't a panic attack. It wasn't a logical fear. It was a divine message, an urgent and life-saving warning, delivered in the visceral language of pure intuition, saving her from a watery grave. This is the incredible true story of a woman who listened to that inexplicable feeling and a chilling reminder that your guardian angel sometimes shouts. Her name was Sarah, and she was a creature of habit. Every morning at 8:15 a.m., she would merge onto the interstate and cross the old steel truss bridge that spanned the wide, murky river. The rhythmic clack-clack of her tires over the expansion joints was the metronome of her morning commute. The bridge was a landmark, a constant, unchanging feature of her landscape. It was as reliable and predictable as the sunrise. But on this particular morning, something was different. The sky was clear, the traffic was light, but as she approached the on-ramp, a wave of dread washed over her. It was a cold, sickening feeling that started in the pit of her stomach and spread through her entire body. Her hands grew slick with sweat on the steering wheel. Her heart began to pound against her ribs, a frantic, trapped bird. A single, powerful thought dominated her mind. Do not get on that bridge. It was completely irrational. She had no reason to be afraid, but the feeling was so overwhelming, so absolute, that she found herself instinctively steering her car onto the shoulder of the road, her foot trembling as she pressed the brake. She sat there, hazards blinking, as other cars sped past her toward the bridge, their drivers likely glancing at her with mild annoyance. She felt foolish, embarrassed. What was wrong with her? The sensation was almost physical, like an invisible hand pressing her back into her seat, holding her in place. Imagine the feeling of vertigo, the sudden, sickening sense of the ground falling away from beneath you. That is what she felt, a profound and terrifying instability. But the object of her fear was the one thing in her life that had always been solid and unmoving. This is the nature of a true divine warning. It is not a gentle nudge. It is an emergency brake pulled by an unseen hand. It defies logic. It overrides your plans. It is a raw, instinctual alarm bell that is impossible to ignore. It's your soul's perfect security system, triggered by a danger that your five senses cannot yet perceive. Why does a warning come as a feeling of terror? Because fear is the most powerful motivator we have. It is the language of survival. When your guardian angel needs to get a message to you that is a matter of life and death, it will not whisper. It will trigger your body's most primal alarm system. The sudden flood of adrenaline, the racing heart, the instinct to flee. These are not malfunctions. They are the tools your protector uses to get you to move now. Sarah tried to reason with herself. She closed her eyes and took a deep breath, telling herself it was just a strange bout of anxiety. But when she opened her eyes and looked at the bridge, the terror returned, tenfold. It was as if the bridge itself was emanating a malevolent energy. The steel girders seemed to writhe and twist in her vision. The solid concrete roadway looked as fragile as glass. She felt a deep, chilling certainty that if she drove onto that structure, she would die. The feeling was so intense, she could almost hear the sound of twisting metal, feel the sickening lurch of a freefall. It was a premonition, a horrifying glimpse into a future that was minutes away from happening. This is what spiritual teachers call precognitive intuition. It is the ability of our higher self, our soul, to perceive events outside the linear flow of time. It is connected to the universal consciousness, the divine network where all possibilities exist. The warning was a signal flare from her soul, which could already see the imminent structural failure of the bridge. It was a message being sent back in time, translated into the only language her physical body would immediately understand: pure, unadulterated fear. Shaking, Sarah put her car in gear and took the long way around, a detour that would make her late for an important meeting. The entire time, she felt a profound sense of guilt and foolishness. She was letting a phantom fear dictate her day. But as she drove, the feeling of terror slowly subsided, replaced by a strange, quiet calm. She turned on the radio, looking for a distraction, and then she heard it. A breaking news report. We have unconfirmed reports of a major structural failure on the I-35 West Bridge. Emergency crews are being dispatched. All traffic is being diverted. Stay tuned for more information. Her blood ran cold. She pulled over again, this time not in fear, but in absolute stunning shock. She had been on the verge of driving onto that bridge just moments before it collapsed into the river during the height of morning rush hour. Her panic wasn't panic. Her anxiety wasn't anxiety. It was guidance. It was protection. It was a miracle. The news reports in the hours that followed were horrific, showing images of the twisted steel and broken concrete she had seen in her mind's eye. The bridge had collapsed in a shocking, catastrophic failure, a disaster that claimed many lives. Every time she saw the images, a wave of cold gratitude washed over her. She had been saved. She had been warned. The fallout of this experience was a complete rewiring of her understanding of the world. She realized there is a dimension of reality that we cannot see or measure, a world of spiritual guidance and divine intervention that is constantly at play in our lives. She learned that intuition is not just a vague gut feeling. It is a sophisticated spiritual sense, a direct line of communication with the divine. It is the most important guidance system we have. You have this same guidance system within you. You have a guardian angel who is watching over you. Most of the time, their guidance is a gentle whisper, a subtle nudge. But when the stakes are at their highest, when danger is imminent, the whisper will become a scream. It will be an inexplicable fear, a sudden urge to change your plans, a feeling of dread that you cannot explain. Do not dismiss it. Do not rationalize it away. Trust it. It is the most important message you will ever receive. It is the sound of heaven intervening to keep you safe. If this story of divine protection speaks to you, consider following for more true accounts of angelic intervention.